Hello, everyone. My name is Hampton Chappell, and I would like to thank you all for allowing me to participate in the Laws of Life essay contest. What I first took to be nothing more than another school assignment ended up allowing me to reflect on several experiences that I believe helped define who I am today. This contest has challenged me to delve into the deep key morals that are so often neglected in today's environment. I can safely say that I've learned a lot, not just from writing my own essay, but by reading the works of my fellow participants. I feel honored to be able to share my story with you today. Occasionally, something will happen that really alters your view on both your environment and the people around you. This happens when you least expect it, at a friend's party, a high school football game, or in my case, a fast food restaurant. Little did I know, this diner would show me a new perspective and teach me that a little act of kindness can go a long way. It was the winter of my freshman year, and I was traveling with my church's youth group back from a retreat in northern Georgia. Coming off what might have been the best weekend of my life, I was absolutely ecstatic, yet with a tinge of remorse as it ended. Our church had rented a cabin in the mountains where we spent 3 days swimming in frigid water, playing basketball, and just having a blast. It was a lengthy drive back. After being on the road for almost 3 hours, our leader decided that it would be a good time to break for lunch. However, the place we stopped in was a rural area where we would usually have settled on a more mainstream Chick-fil-A. The smaller fast food chain Cookout was our only option. Walking into the restaurant, I didn't heed much attention to my surroundings, as I was too busy messing around with the friends that I'd gone on the trip with. Blindly, I stumbled into line, and before I knew, I was up to order. That was when I first locked eyes with my server. I was about a head taller than her, and she looked about in her mid-40s, yet her small stature did not stave her off from wearing the biggest smile I had ever seen. As I ordered, one thing that stuck out was how amicable she was to me. So, against my usual judgment, in a fast food restaurant, I laid a couple dollars on the counter that I had left from the trip. To my surprise, she was incredibly grateful, mentioning that it was the first tip she'd ever received. And as I walked away, that smile seemed to change into a friendlier, more personal expression. A bit disoriented, I headed to the restroom to wash my hands. However, immediately as I stepped back into the restaurant, I realized that the environment had changed completely. Everyone was gathered around the counter, and with the cashier that had taken my order crying. Confused, I looked around to see what the problem might be, only to see my good friend approach me with an equally surprised expression. I asked what was up, and apparently, after I tipped the lady, the rest of our youth group had begun to chip in and do the same. Eventually, after my youth leader himself had given her a whopping $20, she began to tear up and tell us about the struggle she was going through. Apparently, her father had been diagnosed with skin cancer, and she was in a tight spot in providing for her family. Although the experience was very moving for each one of us, it was clear that we had to hit the road. Upon getting back onto the bus, several of my companions gave me plaudits for beginning the encounter. They felt wrong, as I hadn't done much, but it made a huge impact on both the cashier and our group as a whole. But if there was one moral that I learned from that event, it was that a good deed can leave a huge impact. This experience, in which an act of courtesy helped out a struggling woman, taught me that a little kindness can go a long way. Just a couple dollars, a simple appreciation of good service, significantly benefited a person in need. Without that event, I would be a very different person in the way I viewed the world around me. So remember, a small act of kindness can go a long way, as you never know what others are going through. Do your best to provide support to those around you, because a tiny act of courtesy can be deeply moving for both you and others. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hampton, for reading your essay. The students that speak here each year are truly inspiring. I'm Beth McIntyre. I usually like to start with a joke when I speak at meetings, but today I don't think I will. One of the reasons I like to tell jokes is that they create positive energy. But the reason we're here today, the Laws of Life essay contest, creates its own positive energy. It has a positive impact not only on students, but their family, friends, teachers, and even Rotarians. And I think my friends would tell you that you're not missing too much if I don't tell you a joke anyway. So I understand we've got some Zoom participants. I wanted to thank you guys for being here, and we can see you on the big screen. Thank you. We've got teachers here today. In addition to the challenges that you face every school year, you've got a new challenge this year. How are you going to ensure that students are successful in this strange new learning environment? Every day presents new challenges and the stress that goes with them. A recently released survey of high schoolers found that a large share of teens struggle with depression, anxiety, and unhappiness during the school closures due to the coronavirus pandemic this spring. To help students get the year started off in a positive place, many of you will focus on social emotional learning programs. Social emotional learning helps students develop the emotional skills to build personal relationships and academic partnerships. This enables them to endure personal challenges such as economic instability and the sense of isolation that we all feel today. The Georgia Laws of Life Essay Contest provides teachers with powerful tools to promote social emotional learning. In her book, The Upside of Stress, Dr. Kelly McGonigal reviews years of research and concludes what those of us involved in the Laws of Life Essay Contest already know, that writing about personal character values is highly beneficial for students. McGonigal and her colleagues concluded that writing about values makes people feel more powerful, in control, and strong. It also makes them feel more loving, connected, and empathetic. Strong emotional health also leads to improved academic outcomes. We've also got Rotarians here today. Research has shown that social emotional learning is most effective when repeated and supported by a broad network of family, community, and social reinforcements. Rotarians made the Georgia Laws of Life contest their own because the contest is so compatible with Rotary's interest in community, education, ethics, and literacy. As a Rotarian, I've seen the benefits of the contest firsthand. It is one thing to be told statistics about homelessness, suicide, bullying, and other challenges that high school students face in today's world. But it's another thing to hear it on the personal level from someone that has lived it. This increases our level of empathy and understanding and strengthens intergenerational relationships. I've read essays that are thought-provoking, moving, and even profound. I've seen students who may not always excel academically write a winning essay. And I've seen parents and family members swell with pride when their students are celebrated by Rotary in the community. Rotary's facilitation of the contest increases its impact on the community. The Laws of Life Board recently revised our strategic plan. Our renewed vision is that the Georgia Laws of Life Essay Contest is in every Georgia high school with strong partnerships among Rotary, schools, and teachers to provide the opportunity for students to reflect upon their lives, express personal beliefs, and affirm strong character values through writing. Thank you, teachers and Rotarians, for your essential contributions in helping us make that vision a reality.